welcome back to the channel. My name is Joshua Hines, and this is Construction Junction. We're in this time where the coronavirus is affecting everyone's lives. It's affecting work. It's affecting school. It's affecting everything. Travel. So everyone is basically in the house. So let me bring on my special guest. My special guest today, his name is Jason, aka my son. So we're at home, we're looking for things to do, and we got plenty to do here. There's one thing that's always said about carpenters or people, plumbers, electricians, people that's in the field, is that we never work on our own homes. And sadly, I would have to say that's very true. Only because we're always working, and when we come home, we just can't get the energy up to do our own stuff. And like when we do a project in our own homes, we see we're using new materials all the time, and like, oh man, I want to do that. So we're always constantly either doing stuff over or have these big thoughts and plans. But now we have plenty of time, and so me and Jason gonna work on our hallway bathroom to start one of many projects. But we're going to start with the hallway bathroom and see where it takes us from there. There's one thing I love doing. I love working at my house just because I'm allowed to be creative. I'm allowed to come up with designs that I normally wouldn't be able to in a customer's home. So we can try some things out, and it's going to be so much fun. So we do want to take a second though to talk about all the people that have been affected by the coronavirus. We want to send our blessings and our prayers and well wishes out to those families that have been affected, and we want to send prayers out to everybody, and hopefully everybody can do their best to stay home and be a part of this solution where everybody just stays away for a period of time, and hopefully it curbs the virus. Then we're back up and running. So we definitely want to send our prayers out there to everybody, and everybody stay safe. We want to give you this content so you can continue to watch. We may try to drop more often in like parts, just so that we can have a continual thing going on. So me and my partner Jason, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna see what we're working with to start, and we're gonna get right into it. So here we go. All right, so we're here in the bathroom now. Again, this is our upstairs hallway bathroom. So we just look at a few things. This is basically a pretty basic bathroom. Some of the things that I want to change is, if I can, definitely this mirror. You can see how it's starting to turn black. That happens when mirrors get older. They just start turning black from their edges. Something else that's interesting, we are on well water. Another issue you have when you're on well water is that the water is hard, it has a lot of iron in it. So you can look here, over time, the iron that's in the water has just corroded this sink here. So we need to consider either changing the faucet in the drain and cleaning this out, because this is in pretty good shape. This vanity sink and top, I think that we can reuse this, but maybe change this and this. Back to the mirror. The mirror is surface mounted right now, which means it's sticking out like 4 or 5 inches. I'm definitely going to want to get that recessed in the wall one way or another. There's probably a reason why it wasn't recessed. Maybe there's a vent stack that's running there, or some pipe. So we'll have to reroute that pipe if that's the case, and get those 2x4s cut so we can recess that in the wall. This light here, it's surface mounted the way it should be, but it's an older light, so we're going to change that up. We're also going to raise it to a higher level so that our end light is higher, and we'll get a different style light there. Maybe a 4 bulb light based on how wide this sink is. Just little things, we'll take off some of the fixtures that they had here. We'll change all the outlets change this to a GFI and put a different plate on it. Considering changing the toilet, we may do that now or not. It's actually working fine. So we'll see if we're gonna change that. The floor is in pretty good shape. There's no cracking or no anything like that. It's just a little aged. So my thoughts are either I'm gonna replace it to fit better with the scheme that I have, or I'm just gonna re-grout it, which is gonna mean taking out all these grout lines and putting in another grout, like a cleaner grout. And we may use an epoxy grout so that it doesn't stain like it did this time. The walls are gonna need some point out. See all the holes in the walls from pictures and items that they had over the years. Of course, we're gonna refigure these switches. They have a heat fan light, and that's what this one was about. They needed 3, one for heat, one for fan, one for the light. We're gonna change that to just a fan. And so we'll probably try to incorporate this switch inside of this, maybe do a double switch, or just have a fan and light, which means we'll have all the lighting in the room connect to each other. So when you turn the light on, that comes on. We'll also put that on a dimmer. We'll have one switch for a fan. So we'll reconfigure this so this is a lot better. And I'm also considering, because I don't like the placement as well, I might move it over to the next to the door, so it's a much easier spot, you know, like here. When you come in, you can just turn the switch on as opposed to come all the way in, and then it's darker here and you're trying to figure out where the switching is. So I may try to get that over. If you look at the ceiling, this is that heat fan light I was telling you about. So we're gonna swap that out for just a regular fan, where it's just blowing, you know, pulling the air out, pulling all the moisture out. And I'm gonna add some recessed lights. So we'll have that vanity light here. I'm definitely gonna put at least one recessed light in the shower stall, in the tub area. And I might put another one out here because, you know, I always believe in get more light than what you actually need. And then you can add a dimmer to dim it up or down based on what you want. But you want plenty of light in a small space, especially like this. When it comes to the shower, again, having that hot water just destroys your faucets and your, you know, all of your outlets, your tub spout, anything that they used, you know, copper piping for, is gonna destroy it over time, and that's what has happened here. So this this shower is actually not operational right now. So I'm gonna have to take all these walls out, plastic walls, which I don't really like. I like tiled walls, so I'm gonna change it to tile. But by doing that, I may have to change this faucet and also change the plumbing that's behind the wall. That's already broken down. So it'll be a lot easier by just taking this out. We're gonna get rid of the doors, just do a curtain. And we'll probably keep the tub. It's one of those things where the tub is in pretty good shape. Just needs to be cleaned up. And we're just gonna do the walls, change the faucet. We'll take this rack down, and we're gonna put a niche in the wall, which is a recessed portion of the tile work, so that you can put your soaps and things, so that you don't need racks or anything like that. And just with doing that, like our tile work, we'll run it all the way up to the ceiling. It'll look a lot better, and we'll raise where the shower head comes out of the wall, so that we don't need, you know, that kind of shower head where it throws it up so that you can get some more height. So we'll make all of those adjustments. So that's pretty much where we're at. And as we go along, we might see some things that we may need to change. That's pretty much where we're at. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it.
up. Yeah.
I wake up, flex, thumb down now,
Check.
no drip this,
Wet.
tell 'em run it up, no sleep, no
Rest.
might crash, might
Wreck.
but first I
Stretch.
tell 'em run it up, I wake up,
Flex.
thumb down now,
Check.
no drip this,
Wet.
tell 'em run it up, no sleep, no
Rest.
might crash, might
Wreck.
but first I
Stretch.
tell 'em run it up.
9
out of 10 roll through my hands, I'm by my lonely. Turned to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies. Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me. I'm number one up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady. The first one in, the last one out, can't call me.
So I'm gonna talk about what we did so far in the job. So day one, we demoed the walls and the plastic walls. Then we bought a new faucet and took out the old one because that one wasn't working, and then put a new one in. And then we did some plumbing. And then the next day, day two, we put tubes in the faucet so the water could go through smoothly. Then we put new walls in the shower, and then we put a niche so we could put our soap and shampoo in there, and that's where we are so far. The next step that we're gonna do is we're gonna put towels in there and then grout the towels, and that's the next step that we're gonna do. So I've been feeling really good about this job, and I'm having fun, so I just want to see how it turns out.
This, tell 'em run it up, no sleep, no
Rest.
might crash, might
Wreck.
but first I
Stretch.
tell 'em run it up, I wake up,
Flex.
thumb down now,
Check.
no drip this,
Wet.
tell 'em run it up, no sleep, no
Rest.
might crash, might
Wreck.
but first I
Stretch.
tell 'em run it up.